Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I hope you're well. So in today's video I want to talk to you about this lovely little guy here. This is the Ecoflow River Max, and I've had this unit for the last 2 years, and it's probably been one of the best little investments I've purchased. It's just made my life so much more easier and simple when I'm traveling. And the reason being is it's just so small, it's so lightweight and so compact, and it's got everything that I need in this one small unit. Now, I have had deep cycle batteries and everything in the past, and the solar regulators on the outside, and I've had those die on me, power inverters externally with the deep cycle battery, and that just got too much of a faff. And there'll be times when you forget something and you go, oh, you know, you've been driving for hours and you get there, you can set up and you go, oh, I've forgotten this thing, and now it just ruins the trip. But I don't have to worry with this unit. There's far less things I have to worry about, and this is able to charge as well off the mains directly, which is fantastic. So just over on the side here, I've got my, when I lift up the flap right here, I've got a 500 watt input for the AC, which is great. So that'll allow me to charge from 0 to 100% in 1.5 hours. And it will also charge from 0 to 80% in an hour. So if you just want to do a quick charge, that's great. So yeah, bring along a AC power cord that comes with the unit. And when you're traveling along, you could maybe find a AC output in a town, hook it up to that, you'll get a nice fast charge into that, and yeah, which is great. And also just when you're using it for home use as well. You do have a overload protection as well on the unit as well. So if you reverse the polarity or you overload the unit, this will trip, it will protect everything, and then just to reset it, you just press the button in. Now, we also do have another little input right here, which is for our solar panel, and also the for your car chargers. The maximum you can put in with the car, and my voice is going, and the maximum you can put in with the car is 100 watts, but you can change that down to depending on the amperage. So 4 amps will put in 50 watts, 6 amps will put in 75, and 8 amps will put in 100 watts, which is very cool there. What I do like about this unit as well is we've got this lovely bright display which tells us our battery percentage right here, the amount of time we've got left on the battery. So if we're just using this for the output, it'll tell us there, and also it'll tell us for how long it will take to charge in minutes. But when it goes over like into hours, then it will just know, it will say 1 hour, but it won't show the minutes because yeah, the display's not that big. But yeah, it doesn't take long. Up at the top here, we've got our output, and I should mention as well, as you can probably see there, if you're lower down, so if you're sleeping and you've got this next to you, and maybe it's on a table, you will not see the display. It will be very dim, but as you come up, you will start to display it. So it's sort of like a polarized effect, is my best way of saying it. So yeah, at the top, I'll just turn the unit on and off. So at the top, we've got the watts input, which is very handy, so you can monitor your solar panel, and if you need to adjust the solar panel to get the maximum out of the sun, you can do it, and it's got a live readout on that, which is very, very cool. And as I said, we do have a solar regulator built in, which is an MPPT, which will get the most out of your solar panel, which is very, very cool. So yeah, with my solar panel, it's rated, I've got 2, but my bigger one, it's a fold out one. That is rated for 160 watts. I have had it at times in really direct sunlight on a really mostly during summer. I've had that go up to 170 watts, which is really, really cool, and I reckon that is down to the really good solar regulator that's in this unit. So you can hook it up to any solar panel, but you will have to remove, which is the solar regulator, because if you have that connected up to this unit, you could possibly damage this, and you could also probably, but I reckon the little button on the side will protect it, and then you can just trip it and reset it quite easily. But yeah, you will have to remove that module, and this connects up directly to a solar panel without anything in between. Yeah, I just want to clarify that there, because I once went camping and I met a guy. He had a completely different unit, completely different brand, and we later on found out that it had a solar regulator built in. He was trying to use it with a solar regulator, and it just ended up frying the unit. So yeah, no idea how it does that. I don't know the technical terms or anything. I don't know any of that. So yeah, I like to keep the things basic. So yeah, that's the reason why I bought something like this. So yeah, I think I've gone over the inputs enough, and it will give a live readout on anything we plug in right here. Actually, while we're actually on that topic, I'll go over the USB outputs here. So we've got three USB-A outputs, and one is a fast charge. The two here, that USB-As, they are a maximum of 12 watts, and the USB-A, or the fast one, is a maximum of 18 watts. Now, I did read somewhere has a maximum of 38 watts, but I think that website was probably a bit wrong. So yeah, maximum of 18 watts there, which is great for like for my drones. So one of my drones is the DJI Mini 2, and I can fast charge off of that, and you can see it's working absolute treat, and it doesn't take very long for that battery to charge. Now the USB-A is what I tend to use for them. I'm more like when it comes to charging my camera batteries. Now these are something that I've purchased recently. These are something I've done this year. So I've got one here which I use for charging my my M50, which is using my video camera. We're actually using it right now. And this one right here is to charge my 5D Mark IV batteries. So these charge at the same rate, and they charge, yeah, they don't charge one at a time, they charge both batteries at the same time. And then I can have that hooked up to these, and I can monitor the output of what's going on. And when I can tell that it's getting near the end of the charge by when it starts to drop in power, because then that way I know it's just basically doing a little trickle charge before, or a little top-up charge before it's finished charging. So yeah, pretty handy and nifty thing right there. So yeah, I mainly use these for charging my phone, charging my camp lights, charging my head torches, charging torches and everything like that. So it's super handy, and charging little camera devices. This one here, the USB-C, is very, very handy. I've used this to actually basically charge my MacBook Pro over here. My I can't remember what the year, is it 2020? MacBook Pro. I had it a little while. It could be something I purchased last year. I thought that threw me. It's just my light reflecting back in there. Yeah. So that I thought, because this says 100 watts, it will only put out 100 watts all the time, but that is not right. It will put up to 100 watts maximum. So when I've got this computer connected to it, it will put in 64 watts, which is ideal. And if it's just getting a little bit of a top up, then it minimises that power down to like 40 or 30 watts, depending on what it actually requires, which is very, very handy. Which means all I need to bring from home is the power cord and plug it into the laptop, plug it into the device, and I don't have to worry about carrying around any bricks with me, which is very, very cool. We do have a light here on the front here, which has 3 settings. We've got a low, high, and SOS. Now that is very handy, very cool feature. So we've got a nice bright torch. It really puts out the light quite really nicely and to a point. Though I don't really like that. I wish they had a diffuser over this, something to soften that light, because it's not always needed that you want something a direct light source. So yeah, there's been times when I've been setting up base, or had to work on the car or something, change a tyre, inspect suspension or whatever. It would be super handy just to have a little soft light on there. And I have thought about it. I've thought about modifying this, but I'm not sure how I would go about it. It would be nice if Ecoflow had done that. You could easily, they could have an accessory where it just clips on to the front there, and when you don't want that, you remove it, put it somewhere, and then yeah. So yeah, a little bit of a downside, but I'm not sure if they've fixed that or rectified that on the newer units, because yeah, that would be pretty cool. Over here we've got the carport accessory output. So this is rated for a maximum of 136 watts, which is very cool. So that's great for running your fridges. I found it works really, really well for me. So I done a little test recently. I've got myself a new fridge, a little 15-litre fridge, and it uses. It's got an eco mode on it, and it uses about 20 to 30 watts, which is very cool. Not all the time. It's one with the actual compressor inside, and I found I got about 20 hours of battery life out of this unit, which was pretty darn impressive, really. And that had no, that was going in a room where the ambient temperature was about 18-20 degrees, constant, or a pretty constant temperature. And yeah, it just done a superb job, and I've just been away travelling as well with it, and yeah, done really well. So yeah, really impressed by that. So yeah, you can use also for your dual zone fridges. Now it also does have a couple of DC outputs. Now these are rated for 13.6 volts, maximum of 3 amps. So not sure entirely what you would use that for. I'm sure if you've got some devices you will know. Maybe you'd be able to plug into your computer with it. Maybe, yeah, where you don't have a USB-C. And as I said, yeah, you've got a lovely bright display here. This battery here I should mention as well. So you can get this as the Ecoflow River or the Ecoflow River Max. Now the Max just stands for the extra battery right down here. So this as a total is a 700, I'm just going to make sure I read this right, is 576 watt hours, which equals about, I think it's 52 amp hours. So if you're not used to watt hours, it's about 52 amp hours, which is pretty decent. It's about what I used to get on my deep cycle battery system before, but this has just got so much more in it. They are expensive, but they do last a while. So yeah, if you haven't gone over the solar panel, maximum solar panel wattage is 200 watts. Don't go over that, or otherwise you'll overload the unit. You could, if you did have a solar panel that was a bit more larger capacity, what you could always do is put a bit of a cloth or a sheet or something over the part of the panel to allow you to have the maximum of 200 watts input. So here we've got the AC output. Each of these outputs is 600 watts, but as a whole, if you're using all of them, it can only put out a maximum of 600 watts, as I've found out. So yeah, for an Australian market or an European, I'm pretty sure, because the American market have got 3 sockets. Here in Australia, we've got 2 AC output sockets, and they are pure sine wave, so they're safe to use with all electronic devices. Very, very handy and very cool. Only thing I don't like about it is, you can probably tell from right here, is the way that they are positioned. They are positioned facing into one another, inward. It would be great if they were facing down or facing to the outside. That way, if you've got something with a brick or something, you wouldn't be able to use this socket, but the only way I've found to get around that is by using a power board. So plug it into there but yeah, it doesn't really bother me too much, but yeah, just a little thing. And with the recent update as well, the AC power switched on all the time. So as soon as the unit turns on, the AC power is on. So great if you're running certain devices, and maybe you're running a fridge off of it or something. Then you can trickle. Then you'd have to worry about pressing that button. I've done it a few times when I thought I've turned the unit on, it's maybe gone a bit flat, tried a bit, put solar back into the unit, and then I forgot to turn that on. I think it was charging my MacBook or something at the time, my older one. And it turned out I wasn't actually putting any charge into it, which was a little annoying, and then I find out that it was flat. So yeah, a little annoying there. But now that's all rectified, and I'm pretty sure this would affect the bigger units as well, which is great because their power inputs, the AC power outputs are on the back of the unit. Sorry, I'm getting a bit flustered now. On the back of the unit, so the way of turning those on, you have to go right around the back. So if you've got it concealed somewhere, you'd have to pull it all the way out, turn it on, then push it back, which is a bit of a faff, but you can activate it through the app as well, I should mention. So yeah, which seems to be much more reliable. I was recently at the garden, and I used to always struggle at connecting my phone to this. There were times when it just would not connect. I'd have the Wi-Fi and everything going, and just wouldn't do it. So I think in a recent firmware update, or one of the firmware updates, because there's had another one recently, I couldn't connect to it, but now I can. I was out in the garden recently. I could never have done this before, and this was in the house and probably about 20 meters away. And my Ecoflow came up, and I was able to control it. I'm going, hey, it's telling me a readout. It's got my wattage and everything. And I'm going, and my battery percentage. I'm going, no, there's no way it's working. So I turned the light on my app, and then I went inside to see if the light was actually flashing. It was flashing, so I had control over it. So the app seems to be updated. Also, if you are worried about the light down here, this little light, if you can see that, now you can turn this on and off in the app. You can choose how bright you want it. You can have all different all little settings for it, which I find is pretty cool. and it will illuminate as well when you're getting charge into it, but as I said, you can turn it off, so that's no problem there. Most of the time I have it off, but just for the video demonstration I've left it on. Yeah, it does have a fan in it as well. If it starts to overheat, it starts to get a little warm, which is very cool. It's not very loud as well, which is very nice. You will start to hear it. If I had it turned on when I was making this video, to hear a slight hum in the background, but honestly, it's not that bad at all. Yeah, great little unit, and yeah, hoping to have this for a few more years. I'm hoping to take it with me to England when I move over there. Just not sure, because I've contacted a few removalists companies to ship my stuff over, and they said you can, so long as you can detach the battery from the main unit, and that's not something I can do here. I can detach this one, but I can't detach the internal one. So maybe unless I dismantle the whole unit, but then I avoid the warranty. But mind you, I've probably gone past the warranty on this anyway, since I've had it for 2 years. Then I could do it, but then I'm worried about those batteries, because yeah, I'm worried about shorting them out, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. It would be nice maybe if I had like a drawer system where you could draw it out, you know, but I think then that would it would make the battery a bit bigger. But yeah, I think I've gone into everything I like. There's not really many things I dislike about it. I just like the way it's just made it so much more simple for me, and it's just nice and lightweight. And I'm hoping when I get my bigger battery unit, this will come with me in my rooftop tent, and we can have my laptop and everything set up. I've done it in the past, where I'm charging all my devices up there, and I've got my other unit running the fridge, and I could use that to run my fridge probably about 4 or 5 days, maybe even 6 days. Completely off the grid. I could be under a canopy and everything, and I won't have to worry about power whatsoever, or it could be a cloudy day. But yeah, it'd be great to have 2 of these units. You know, one big unit and one small unit like this little fella right here, and yeah, it's great to have. Probably one of the greatest units I can recommend. Now there are some others, but they require bricks and everything if you're going to use plug the mains into this. But with this, you don't have to. You can plug one of these cords directly into it. It doesn't have to be specifically from Ecoflow. It can be any one, but just know the lesser quality ones will put in a lesser wattage, because they're not designed to put in the maximum wattage of 500 watts. So yeah, you'll probably see around 350 watts. Now don't be also, while we're actually on that topic, at first, when it's got 0 life in it, and you connect the mains into it, it will only do about, I think it was about 80 watts. But once it gets over a certain percentage, it will go up to 500 watts, and then towards the end, it will start to drop off in the wattage. But don't be concerned; it's just the unit regulating the power and where that power goes to the battery units. So yeah, yeah. So I recommend this as a fantastic unit if you're a creator, content creator, photographer, or if you want something for power for your on location shoot. This is great for it. It will run your laptop no problem, it'll run your computer no problem at all there. You can even use it to run flashes. Now I've run my, I've got a strobe in here, 400 watt second unit, no problem whatsoever there. It was able to charge and do the whole burst thing and everything, and no problem whatsoever there. What else? Yeah, and also if you're just going away for the weekend, or if you've in an area where it's prone to power outages, this great little unit as well to get for you. So during the power outage, you're able to still do everything you need to do. You can run your home fridge as well from this unit for a few hours. So yeah, great little thing there. So you don't have to worry about your food going off. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. As I said, I don't like making these sort of videos because yeah, I don't like giving you like reviews, but I always feel awkward around them, and it's taken me multiple takes doing this. I've probably done like 30 takes, to be honest, which probably explains why earlier on in the video my voice was starting to go, but now it's started to improve. But yeah, my voice box is starting to hurt a little bit. I'm starting to feel the pain there, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you found it useful. If you have, be sure to hit that like button, it helps out the channel. If you'd like to see more videos, photography related, camping related, be sure to subscribe. And if you've got any questions or you'd like to say anything, pop it down in the comment section below. Yeah, so I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye for now.